Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new weekly review. I will take you through the trades that I took last week. I wasn't available for the markets for the whole week. I took a few days off, but I was still sharp on the markets and just waiting for the right setups for me. First, I will start with pound New Zealand dollar. I shared this one in my Sunday market breakdown. If you go to the monthly, we are still in the bigger bullish M. We touched this inner head and shoulder, but at this moment we were in bullish territory. Then on the weekly, we have this bullish M with IC, and I saw the price come back more correctively. And last week we had this big bullish rejection candle and indicational candle. Then on the daily, we are making lower lows and lower highs for now, but I could see we have the impulse correction with the trend and this shift of momentum. I know that we were still trading in this bigger bearish W, but because of the correction with the trend and the shoulder one had shoulder two, I placed my daily zone over here. And from there on, I just had to wait for the price to come back, decide my daily take profit, and then I just had to wait for a 4-hour entry. If I went to the 4-hour, we saw the price decelerating, and eventually we had this bigger push. I could see that we have this small channel breakout. Then this is not an IC, but the difference between laying the price or laying my zone below or on top is like nothing. So I place my zone on top of this candle. Round it off to the upside, 70. Over here, plus 10 pips. For me, there was a very small stop loss. So I gave it a little bit extra just below this wick for 29 pips. Then I had to wait for price to come back. Tap and go immediately on break even. And eventually we went to the take profit for 6.14%. Great way to start the week. Then I placed my limit on dollar Swiss, but the price left without me. On the monthly, we have this bearish W, the bigger one, and the smaller one. So my bias is bearish. Then on the weekly, we had this break of structure, and it is in the inner structure, but we have this shoulder one head, shoulder two. So from there on, I was interested for the price to come back to my shoulder one zone. And from there on, trade all the way to the weekly take profit. Then on the daily, we received this minus 27 pip completion, but it wasn't respected. But I didn't need anything on the daily. I just needed a week or 4-hour confirmation, which we received over here. What else could we see? The price decelerating, bigger channel, and the smaller channel. Impulsive breakout. Place my limit. On the IC. Stop loss. First, I rounded this off to the downside, stop loss plus 5 pips. And from there on, price left without me. Right bias, but just no entry. Then later on in the week, I placed my limit on NZD USD. A little bit more of a complicated trade. But if I go to the monthly, the last activated zone was this bullish zone. And from there on, we received this push. And we still had room until the bearish territorium. Then on the weekly, we still had this bigger bullish M fake out from these lows. Possible shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. But you could see that we have this bigger shift of momentum. So we were trading in phase 2. And at this moment, we have bulls over here, bears over here, bears over here. So I was trading in my phase 2 of the weekly. And then on the daily, I received this bullish M. We are making higher highs and higher lows. The minus 27 FIB completion. Possible fake out from this zone. I could go to the 4-hour. I saw a small channel over here. We broke out of it. From there on, place my limit on top of this IC. I did not want to take the risk. The price was very impulsive. Like this. I left my price like this, didn't round it off. 5 pips, a little bit more, just below this wick. And I wanted to trade until this zone, the beginning of correction of the daily. Why? Because it was on the end of the week. And as you can see, huge bearish territorium. Then in the trade, break even and take profit. Price went a bit higher over here, but as you can see, and as expected, is the price struggling over here. Then last trade of the week, AUD CAD. Starting on the monthly, we touched these monthly highs. Last time we were here, big impulse to the downside, and here in bearish territorium. Then on the weekly, we received this bearish indicational candle. So for me, it's a phase 1, and I need a daily reversal pattern. Then on the daily, we have this ugly reversal pattern, but I just had to wait. Bigger bearish W, and in this bearish W, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. So I have a pattern within a pattern. Then place my limit on shoulder 1, take profit. And on the 4-hour, I just had to wait for the bears to kick in. You can see small channel over here. We broke out of it in an impulsive way. It's a small nick. This is where I place my limit. Stop loss. on the head plus 5 pips. Nice risk to reward again. Then in the trade, break even on 1%, and eventually out on break even. And as you can see, price reacted on these lows. So best week of the year so far for me. Very happy with it. Now it's time to focus again on a new week. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow on a new Sunday market breakdown.